up with that?
I don't know. You tell me. You play the games, I guess.
Oh, now that I'm talking about bad things, I have to discuss the music. That terrible, loud electronic music that keeps playing all the time. It's just horrible. When you're just normally playing the game, it's horrible. But then when you enter a battle, it becomes even louder.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Cornelius, but isn't it the point that you start to reviewing the new game?
What? Oh, I guess maybe I'll better start at the beginning.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was getting a little bit upset. I need a drink of water. Oh, that's much better.
Okay.
So, I'll talk a little bit about the story of the game. So for you people, know a little bit about the Freedom Quest story. It takes about 3 years after that rebellion called Freedom Quest defeated the evil Tricore organization.
I see. Very fascinating.
And so that makes it 4 years after the first game. But anyway, there's a new problem. There are all kind of mutants running about, and the people can't handle them. In the past, there was the Tricore organization, which used to control them and keep them on a tight leash. But now that they're gone, their mutants are a big problem. But then, suddenly this new organization pops up. What were they called again? Oh yes, it was the Lundquist Foundation. They show up and they say like, hey, we're gonna take all the mutants to one of our facilities. We're gonna re-educate them into useful members of the society.
So...
But of course, what?
Is that what the game is about?
I'm getting to that, Sonny!
Okay, sorry.
But all of that is just a ruse. They just want to use the mutants. They take them to their underground facilities and just use them as guinea pigs and to try to create the perfect soldier race.
That's fascinating. So...
But then, I was getting to the main character.
Yes, please.
Main character, I'm just gonna call him the boy or the hero because he doesn't have a name.
It's one of those games where you can input your own name.
Right, that's what I did. So, the boy, he's like also a prisoner at this facility, but the scientists aren't interested in him because he has no impressive abilities.
I see.
But then this one day, they send him on a dangerous suicide mission to take care of some monsters that have been bothering them. Then when he gets there, he suddenly finds this demon sort of creature who's dying, and he gives him his last powers.
Yes.
And then with those powers he suddenly gains all sorts of dangerous, powerful abilities, and suddenly the scientists become very interested in him and run all sorts of experiments with him because they want to know what makes him tick, and they want to recreate those abilities of him.
Yes.
And so of course he doesn't like that, so he rounds up a group of friends and he runs away.
I see, yes.
So that's actually what the story's about. And that's actually what I like about the game. Most RPGs nowadays are like a save the world or defeat some evil force, and you got the entire weight of the entire world on your shoulders. But no, this is actually a much simpler story. You're not saving the world or anything like that. No, it's just trying to get away from that evil group and just trying to get on with your life and escaping to the surface where you want to live a normal, happy life.
I see. So it's just about to get away from the organization and try to live your own life.
That's what I just said, Sonny.
Yes, but I'm just...
Yeah, whatever.
Making it...
Oh, and
what?
Another thing I really liked, the characters are really likable. In a lot of RPGs, the characters are like tortured past and are like melodramatic characters. Not in this game. Well, there are maybe a couple of those like that, but they're not the main focus. The main character is just a likable, good guy who's trying to do the right thing, and his friends are also have unique, what's the word I'm looking for?
Abilities?
No, not the abilities. We're talking about their characters. Yes, they also have unique character quirks, which makes them very memorable.
I see.
Yes. And the villains, they're not just one-dimensional. No. They also have very good reasons for being evil, especially the main villain. But I'm not going to get into detail because the very identity of the main villain is a plot spoiler, and I don't want to ruin it for you people who haven't played the game yet.
Yes, that's
Excuse
the
me.
best, I suppose.
Yeah, where was I?
Are you alright?
No, it's okay, it's okay. So yes, like I said, the plot's really simplistic, but there are a couple of really dramatic plot points which will almost bring you to tears. But again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, so people just have to go figure it out for yourself. You'll see.
Yes.
Now,
yes?
yes, about the game system. I'm going to talk about it, so enough about the plot. So, the game system is completely different from the previous game. Have you played the previous game, Sonny?
No, I can't say I haven't.
Well, anyway, the previous game was like a classic RPG. Normally you're running around, and then when you meet an enemy, you go into this battle mode. You have to wait your turn, and then choose the option if you want to attack or not.
Yes.
But this is completely different.
So it's more live action based?
Right, that was what I'm going to say.
I'm sorry.
No. You got a good point there, Sonny. Like I was going to say, it's a little bit like a dungeon RPG, much like the previous game. But as soon as you enter battle, it suddenly becomes extremely different.
I see. Different in what way?
It suddenly becomes more like some sort of a strategic fighting game.
Uh-huh.
Like, everything is in real time, you don't have to wait your turn, and if you want to use some sort of special technique, you have to enter this sort of button combinations.
So it's more challenging for the player to enter the battle mode.
Actually, yes, it took a while to get used to for me. Well, the first time when I played it, it was a real overwhelming, and then with that hard music making it even harder for me to focus. In the beginning, I died a lot.
I see, that's not good.
Well, actually, it's a pretty hard game.
Yes, but isn't it a little bit discouraging for the player if you die a lot in the beginning of the game?
I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm used to playing a lot of old classic RPGs.
I see, yes.
It took a while for me to get used to this kind of system. Maybe you youngsters out there are used to playing action games or things like that. Maybe you'll be able to get into it a little bit more.
So, how does actually the game look like?
It looks pretty nice, actually. But I wasn't done yet about the rest.
Okay, sorry.
You keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
I was talking about another part of the game. What makes it hard that there are no healing characters.
I see that. Isn't that a little bit crude?
Yeah, but there are healing items you can buy in stores. Well, I'll get into the buying system later. That's also completely different. That makes the game much more challenging. And another thing is the magic system, which I call the magic system in this game, which I still say to this game is a big Final Fantasy VII rip-off.
I see, yes.
But it's not good in this game. It's terrible what they did with it. The system here is like this. You have these items you have to equip on your character, and then they'll be able to do some spells, like they begin with one spell, and the rest they have to learn while leveling up.
I see.
But in this game, it's really not worth to get it, because if you equip one of these crystals, one of your other stats will drop, like your defense, your HP will get lower, and for most of the time, I found myself not using it at all, because it just wasn't